What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome to my 500 sub Q&A. Now, I know it's been a while since I actually hit 500 subs. It was probably 2 weeks ago now, and I've been a little bit lazy, but it's finally here. I'm finally doing the Q&A. I just want to thank all of you for helping me hit 500 subs, and everyone that asked me questions. Let's jump right into it. The first question comes from Matt212. Inspiration for starting YouTube. Now, I'm not too sure about this in truth. Like, I've been interested in making YouTube videos since, probably 2011 or something, and I can't pinpoint an exact inspiration or a person or a group of YouTubers or anything. I've just always been interested in making videos. I've always watched a lot of YouTube, and I'm really not too sure exactly what made me want to. I watched a lot of videos, and I guess that sort of made me want to make the videos. I can't sort of pinpoint an exact YouTuber or a group of YouTubers, but yeah, I've just always been interested in it. I've made a few dodgy channels in the past. Back in 2011, I had a channel where I used my school iPad it wasn't even my school, it was my mum's iPad actually, to record my TV, and I played Modern Warfare 2 and like F1 2011 or something, and then I had a few channels with friends and stuff. Then eventually, probably would have been 18 months ago, I decided, screw it, bought an Elgato, started this channel with a bit of FIFA, and then stopped. And then about a year ago, I started uploading F1 content here. But yeah, I can't pinpoint an exact sort of inspiration. I've just always been interested in it. I guess my inspiration for starting YouTube was watching YouTube videos. Don't know exactly who, but just in general. He also asked future goals on YouTube. Now, I don't really set myself big goals or anything, so I've just hit 500 subscribers, so the next goal is like 600, then 700, 750, 800, 900, and 1,000, and I guess my next big goal is 1,000, and I've got no goals beyond 1,000. I don't sort of go, I'm gonna go hit 1 million subscribers, because that is so far off, and I'm never gonna hit that. But I just set myself small realistic goals, so my next goal really is probably 600 subscribers. My next proper big goal is probably 1,000. He also asked future plans, game series, etc. Now, of course, the Fitcho career will be continuing. That'll be every single Sunday at 7:30 PM GMT plus 10. And that should get me through till about a week or 2 weeks before F1 2016 release. So I've actually timed it pretty well. So that'll take me pretty much up to F1 2016. Now, of course, I've got the Valentino Rossi career mode. That'll be continuing. I'm really enjoying that series. And that's about the only series I've got at the moment, but I've just got a new PC, a couple days ago. I built a new PC and everything, and now I can actually play games and record games on the computer. So I've got F1 2010 on Steam. I don't know how I got that. I must have bought that a while back, but I have that on Steam, and I can now record PC games. So I'm sort of contemplating an F1 2010 career mode, sort of a mini career mode. I would still do all the races, but they'd be very short, maybe sort of 3-5 lap races, nothing too much, or maybe even 25, just short races, packing a few into an episode. But I don't have a wheel for F1 2010, or an Xbox controller to plug into my computer. So you know what that means? I'd be on my keyboard. Yes, that will be a lot of fun, using my keyboard to play games, and play F1 games in particular. That will be an interesting experience, to say the least. So that's a possibility. I might actually put a straw poll in the description where you can vote yes for keyboard and yes for controller, because I might be able to buy a controller, a wired controller. They're not that expensive, or just flat out no. Let me know if you're interested in that series. There'll be a straw poll about that. And as for games, Assetto Corsa is coming out soon on console. And of course, Forza Horizon 3, which is a bit later in the year, and of course F1 2016, obviously, which is coming out August 19th. He also asked, what's your setup like? My setup's pretty nice. I like it. It does everything I need, and I'm happy with it. He also sort of asked me about a setup tour. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm not that interested in doing it at this stage. That's something further down the track. I'm not too sure. And happy birthday for 3 weeks away. It's actually now only 8 days until my birthday. Super hyped, looking forward to it, but my birthday's in the first week back at school, so it's, Wednesday now. I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday I'm back to school, and then Thursday's my birthday. Okay, the next question comes from Sid Motorsport. Go give this guy some love. He's a good friend of mine. I talk to him a lot on Twitter and stuff. He's only on 29 subs, so go give him some love. But he also asks, do you have any interest in other sports, excluding any motorsport championships? So motorsport's my main sort of interest, so I follow F1, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, and MotoGP. But other than motorsport, I follow AFL, which is Aussie rules and stuff. Most of you probably don't know too much about that, but I follow that. Because I'm Australian, it's sort of hard not to follow the sport here in Australia. I also follow the cricket during the summertime. I don't really follow any actual league, I just sort of follow the international cricket, see how Australia's doing. I also follow the soccer. That's probably the next big one I follow. I don't really follow the A-League that much here in Australia. I do a little bit, but I don't know, I'm not that interested. I mainly follow European soccer. But the time zones make it rather challenging. I don't get to watch many games because the games are on through the night. So, for example, the Euros are on at the moment. The games are at 11 p.m, 2 a.m, and 5 a.m. But now it's getting later in the tournament. They're only ever on at 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. is the main time the games are on. In the group stages, it was okay because you could get the 11 o'clock games, and I watched all of them. But now they're getting later and later, so I probably won't watch any more games of the Euros until the final, which is on like Monday morning at 5 a.m, which will be good fun getting up for that. But I follow the Premier League and I follow European soccer in general, but I tried to watch the Premier League last season when I could, like those early games, because there were sometimes games on 11, but they always seem to be Liverpool games for some reason. But up until now, the Premier League's always been on Foxtel. Now, Foxtel's a bit like sort of Sky TV. It's sort of a pay TV box you get, and that's how I watch F1 and all motorsport. Pretty much everything I watch comes through Foxtel. I need it to watch IndyCar, MotoGP, F1, V8 Supercars, everything I want to watch. I seem to need Foxtel for. And it did have the Premier League up until next season, because Optus has sort of fucked over everyone and taken the rights off Foxtel. They've won the rights. And pretty much to watch the Premier League now, you have to be an Optus customer, and they're a bit like sort of a Vodafone internet and telephone provider, and you have to have a minimum of a $30 plan now to watch the Premier League. It's absolute bullshit. So I won't be watching the Premier League unless you guys can send me some nice, completely legal stream links. That would be great. The next question comes from Noah. What is it about Canada you like so much? Great. Seriously, he actually has the proper question, thankfully. Where do you see the future of F1 heading to? Bubble wrapped cars that are speed limited to 1k an hour. That's where I see F1 going at this rate. The next question comes from Fresh Racing. Why do you have IVI in your Twitter name? I really don't know. Niran has it. I have it. Lots of people have it. I really don't know. Can't be bothered changing it. I put it there a while ago and haven't bothered changing it. Next question comes from the F1 Gamer. Have you ever got money off a video that hits like 1k views? I've got a very minuscule amount of money from like the year I've done YouTube. I think I may have earned enough money to buy Rocket League. That's about all I've earned. So I haven't really earned anything, but I need to get like 4 times what I've earned to actually get my hands on the money for some reason. That's just how YouTube works. So essentially, I've earned nothing from YouTube, but that doesn't bother me. The money doesn't matter to me. It's so little anyway. What does it matter? I just do this for the fun of it. Okay, the next question. Are you going to record the F1 2016 season with your subscribers? I'll be definitely doing videos on F1 2016 and a career mode. As for doing it with some of you guys, I might do some lobbies and stuff, have a bit of fun. If I ever do, I'll probably say something on Twitter, so go follow me on Twitter, @xfitcho, cheeky plug there. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing F1 2016 videos, especially career mode, but I might also do some open lobbies and have a bit of fun, I don't know. Okay, the next question comes from Smooth Racing. If you could start your own team, what would be your name, livery, and drivers? Drivers from any era, so I assume they'll be at their prime. So, as for the name, now, I don't know, I'm not very creative when it comes to names and stuff. I really don't know what the name would be. I don't know, I'll have to skip that question. The livery, now it would probably be a bit similar to my helmet. Now, I used to do go-karting and stuff, and I've actually got a nice custom painted helmet, and it's green, white, and red. I'll put a picture on the screen, hopefully. It's in the thumbnail of the Fitcho career, that helmet. But it would probably be similar to this, but sort of put onto a car. Maybe a bit like Connor Daly's livery in IndyCar, but a bit more red and stuff. I'm not too sure, but it would be similar to this helmet. I'll make sure I put a photo on the screen. As for the drivers, now this is tricky. This is the bit that makes me really think. Now, for driver 1, I'd have to take Senna, I think. It's hard not to take Senna, really. I view him as probably one of the best ever. Now, the other drivers that sort of pop into my head are Schumacher, Vettel a little bit, and Niki Lauda, and Fangio maybe, but he's sort of a long way back and kind of not alive anymore, but neither's Senna, but that's not important. Let's pretend they were all alive in their prime. God, this is tricky. You could also put Jim Clark into that discussion, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Räikkönen at his prime. There's so many, Alain Prost, but he doesn't really get along with Senna. There's so many drivers that you could pick. Oh god, this is a tricky question. This is probably the best question of the Q&A. It's really making me think. I'll probably go Senna and Senna and Lauda, just to be different, because I'm sure most people would have probably said Senna and Schumacher, so I'm going to be a little bit different. I'll go Senna and Lauda, and Schumacher can be my test driver. And everyone else I mentioned. Let's just have 100 test drivers. Works for me. Okay, the next question comes from Robbie THD98. Will you be doing career modes on retro F1 games? Now, I sort of discussed this a little bit earlier. I do have F1 2010 on Steam, and I could be doing a career mode possibly. If you guys are interested, like I said, I'll put a straw poll in the description if you want, and you can go vote yes, no, keyboard, controller, whatever. But I can do it on my keyboard. I could do it on a controller if I buy one, but I could be doing an F1 2010 career mode if you're interested, but it would be sort of a very sort of short mini career mode. But as for 11, 12, 13, probably not in any other F1 games, probably not. If I'm going to do a retro F1 game, it'll probably be F1 2010, and yeah, I am sort of focusing on the Fitcho career and stuff. F1 2015, I want to get the Fitcho career done like I already said, and then of course you got F1 2016 coming out in a bit over a month. Definitely be doing a career mode on that. As for the team and stuff, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe Renault as a possibility, but Manor, after that drive from Pascal Wehrlein on the weekend in Austria, Manor, I don't know, I just got this thing, considering Manor, maybe McLaren. I am a McLaren fan. I don't know, there's so many options. I don't even know if I'm going to stay with the team the entire time. I could end up moving, but you can develop the team up, and it kind of makes you want to stay with the team. I really don't know. I'm so conflicted as to who I'm going to drive for, if I'm going to stay with them and everything for F1 2016, but I think, to be honest, I'm probably just going to do a straw poll for it when we get closer to the release, because I did that for the Valentino Rossi career mode, and I got like 40 votes, and everything went really, really well, and that worked well, so that could be a possibility just to decide who I drive for in F1 2016. Okay, the next question comes from Fresh Racing. When did you start watching F1? Now, it was probably around 2010 time, so I've been interested in cars for a long, long time, and then so 2010, I started to get interested in motorsport, and I sort of watched all the race edits from the 2010 season, and then sort of started watching the races fully in 2011. So sort of 2010-11, I watched race edits in 2010, and then the actual races in full from 2011 up until now. Okay, the next question comes from Reese. Do you have a girlfriend? No. Next question comes from Cut the Chicane. My question is, are you good at ice skating? Now, this probably has to win the award for the most random question of this Q&A. For ice skating, I'm okay at ice skating. I'm better at rollerblading. So here in Melbourne, there's only one ice skating rink pretty much. That's the big one in the city. It's a pain in the ass to get to, so I don't really ice skate very much, but there's lots of sort of roller skating rinks around, lots of them, so I've been to them a lot when I was a kid. Like, lots of people had birthday parties there and stuff, so I'm pretty good at roller skating, or rollerblading actually, not the skates. I haven't got sort of the square with the wheels that are sort of in the square. I've got the wheels that are in a line when I always did it. So rollerblading I'm pretty good at, and ice skating I'm okay. Sort of the rollerblading and ice skating, they sort of go together a bit, but I think ice skating is a little bit more difficult. I'm okay, I'm reasonable, I'm not that good though. I don't have to hold onto the wall though, that's the important bit. Okay, the next question comes from Cam HD Gaming. What's your tips, advice to grow your channel? I remember when I was small, I searched this up and watched lots of videos. Really, there's not that much to it. Just be yourself, do something you enjoy, and make sure you use your tags, your description, your title, and have a good thumbnail. And just have, make sure you have good quality videos, sort of HD quality, 1080, 1920 by 1080, 60, oh, it doesn't have, 60 frames a second, it could be 30, it's not too important. It's just, most importantly, do something you want to do, enjoy it, and be yourself, really. There's not that much to it, there's no sort of secret. And then he asked, what series do you plan on doing on F1 2016? I've said this a little bit, but a career mode, maybe a co-op with Jason, and a few other one-offs and challenges and stuff with friends. Okay, the final question comes from Cristiano Ronaldo. What recording app do you use? So up until now, pretty much every video you've seen from me has been on my Xbox One, and the way I've recorded that is an Elgato HD60. It's a really, really good capture card. It's never let me down. It records in great quality, and if you want to get into YouTube or anything, that's a really great capture card to get. But now I've just got a computer. I'm going to start recording some computer gameplay and stuff, and possibly doing that F1 2010 career mode I talked about. And I've got a few other one-offs planned, possibly on the computer. So the ways I'd record that, I've sort of played around with it already. If I'm not commentating, I'd use Shadowplay because I've got an NVIDIA graphics card. But if I want to do live comms and stuff, I'll probably use DxTory. Okay, that looks like it's all the questions, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for 500 subs, and thank you for everyone that asked me questions, but that's all for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.